All right. So first off, just tell me a little bit about this year's team, kind of the identity of what you feel after game one that they are.
Well, we're a team that started, we had a rough season last year. We went to 0 for last year. So they started back in December, January time during our off season, working out to make sure that we don't end up the same way. And they worked really hard on building some strong, positive team chemistry and being accountable to each other through the X's and the O's, through the strength and conditioning, being in shape and all that kind of stuff. So, really, I think after week one, this kind of hard to tell. It's one game. We expect to have a lot of improvement, but they seem to be a team that wants to be unified, have good chemistry, and to help each other, to build each other, and to drag each other through the ups and the downs. And that's one thing I like about this team is that they've. I think we might have struggled with that in the last couple of years, but I think they bonded into that, trying to build a great team atmosphere.
With that win over Moberly, what's the biggest thing you feel like you learned about this group that maybe you didn't see in the preseason?
I think, it's hard to see anything in preseason until you really get the ball rolling. But I think, some perseverance, because we had a lot of things that didn't go our way, but the kids stuck with it and, stayed with the game plan and kept doing what we're supposed to be doing. And even if it didn't work one time, we come back to the next time, we try to make it right at that. So the perseverance that they had and the willingness to just keep fighting, until the end of it. And luckily at the end of the game, we kind of got up, and that gives you a little cushion, lets you breathe a little easier. But they were, they just fought all the way through the thing and never gave up on what they never gave up. And I guess you could say just continuously believed in themselves.
What was the locker room like, after a win like that? And how do you kind of carry that momentum that you guys probably feel like you have going into week two?
Oh yeah, they were very excited. Like I said, we had a rough season last year, and they were able to kind of correct that in the week one. And Mobley's always been a tough game. Usually it's been a one score, or sometimes even a 1 point game, and come down to overtime and all kind. So it's been tough. So coming out and being able to perform that way, I think they had some belief in themselves, and I think that reassured them or confirmed that belief that they had. So yeah, it was pretty jubilant. It was good. Of course, as coaches, we're talking to them about improving and making sure we fix this and fix that. But they were pretty excited, and I think that gives you a lot of I guess you can call it momentum or whatever, but just helps in your self belief and how you feel about yourself coming up into the next opponent. And yeah, we're definitely carrying that as far as we can.
Can you speak a little bit about Lane Simmons having someone like him return and what his impact is on this team?
Yeah, that was he went through a rough year last year, and being as a sophomore, I mean that's tough. So being a starting quarterback, and I think he did the best he could with that last year, and having that experience come back, I think that's going to help him. I feel like, and I've already seen in him through our preseason and our first week here is some growth, but he's grown a lot faster than what he did last year as a sophomore. Just because he's a year older, he understands what we're trying to do. He's been through it. He's seen this side and that side, and he's really taken off. So he's a kid that can be a leader for our team as he keeps going. He can keep getting better and better, and he'll be able to play for us again next year too. So I like his leadership, what he's doing for us, and I like seeing how he's growing, how he's getting better at as a football player in general, but at that position in particular.
Looking ahead to Rockbridge, what's something immediately you noticed about that team? What have you guys been working on for Rockbridge?
Well, they're good. They're a good football team. They've got some speed. They've got some size, and they're able to throw the ball around. They got guys on the outside that can catch it and move, and so that stretches you out, and that's what they want to do. They want to stretch you out, and they run the ball with their zone stuff. So they create some conflicts for us. They're probably going to be a little bit faster than we are. Got a little bit more speed, and speed kills in football. You got guys that can fly that you're able to do a lot of things. So we've had to do some things defensively to make sure we match up and are ready for that. And then, the big thing is we just got to be aggressive with them. We can't sit back and wait, because if we sit back and wait, that speed's going to beat us all over the place. So we got to try to keep everything in front of us, but go make it, make them have to make some plays instead of just letting them decide where they want to go. So it's been a week. We've had a pretty good week of practice, and kids are buying into what we're doing. And I think they've, offensively, they're going to come out and present some challenges, but I think our kids are ready to step up for that.
When you go into a week where a school has lost, obviously Rockbridge lost their season opener, do you ever feel like you have to watch them a little bit more? Maybe they're coming out a little bit more hungry, especially after a loss like they had in week one?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you hit that right on the head there. They're going to be hungry. Same as, we got our week one win. You start the season off right, and they're going to want to correct their season for sure. So it's, you got to be able to match that intensity that they're going to come out with. We had a good win on last Friday, but, just like I said, that was last Friday, and that's over with. We got to be able to come out and have that same eagerness and that same hunger that they're going to have. So we got to be ready to match that and play with it and get something done.
Obviously, finally, the goal is obviously always to win, but what do you feel like is an attainable goal that you want to see from this team in week two of play, maybe besides getting that win?
Well, we talk all the time about improving ourselves. I talk to the kids a lot, especially individually. It's, individually you have so little control over the loss. But what you do have control over is your effort and then how you perform. Are you getting better week to week? And we preach that. We talk about that a lot. We got to keep improving. We got to take care of our part. And, Rockbridge is out there trying to win the ball game also. They're practicing to make things happen also, so we can't just get stuck on that win-loss. It's a game. People keep score, so that's what it is. I mean, there's going to be a winner. There's going to be a loser. That's part of it. But our main focus has to be on how we play. Are we improving? Are we making the same mistakes we made last week, or did we get better and get rid of those mistakes and improve a little bit? So that's always our goal. We talk about that all the time. Yeah, even when, we've been 9-0 before with some kids, and we've talked about that, got to improve. We've been 0-9, got to improve. So we're trying to always improve ourselves, get rid of past mistakes, and take a step forward. So we'll do that same thing this week. That's what we've been preaching to them. But that old win-loss thing always comes up. That's always part of the game, and we gotta face it sooner or later. But hopefully, we face it by playing good football.
Well, Coach, I appreciate your time. Looking forward to seeing you out there on Friday night. Thanks again for your time. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks for having us on.
Yep. Bye.